Verse 44 of Surah Al-An'am speaks of a concept known as the concept of istidraj. This is a concept in which we believe that when someone continues to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after a while, initially God might put more difficulties into their life so that they start to come back to the right path. But this concept of istidraj that's found in the verses of the Quran and in Hadith is that after a while, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will stop making his life more difficult so that he will come back to the right path. Rather, he will make life easier for him. And so the more he continues to disobey God, the more God opens the doors of his quote-unquote blessings to him. Okay? And multiple verses of the Quran talk about this. Verse 44 of Surah Al-An'am is one of them. فَلَمَّا نَسُوا مَا ذُكِّرُوا بِهِ. When they forget all the messages that we sent to them, فَتَحْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ أَبْوَابَ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. We open the doors of all materialistic blessings onto them, حَتَّى إِذَا فَرِحُوا بِمَا أُوتُوا, until it reaches a point where they completely forget about God. أَخَذْنَاهُمْ بَغْتَةً. Then the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes. So what does this mean for you and I? The simple principle to keep in mind is this. Many times people ask, if my life is going well, sometimes even too well, everything is working out, business is well, career is fine, family is fine. Sometimes you sit back and you get a bit suspicious. You're like, hey, is there something else going on? Why are things going so well? It's going too well. The important principle to keep in mind and the important criterion to keep in mind is if things are going really, really well, are you living a life of sin? Are you sinning and things are going really well? Or you are staying away from haram and things are going well? If it's the second one, you have nothing to worry about. This is just part of life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is blessing you, so on and so forth. But if you're sinning, and while you're sinning, by the way, what I mean by sinning is sinning and not repenting from it, and life continues to get better, this is a major, major warning. Now, that's a huge red flag. And this is a person who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might be doing istidraj for him. Yes, meaning making his life easier the more he disobeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the criterion to keep in mind. If I'm sinning constantly and life is going too well, this is a red flag. So some of our scholars have famously said, sometimes when God blesses you heavily, if you're the type of person who's sinning and not repenting and life is going well, sometimes some of God's blessings are a reminder to go to sajda and do tawbah instead of go to sajda and do sajda to shukr. Because what that blessing is saying is that you might be on this path where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala finally sends his punishment. If you're not in that category, I'm obeying God as much as I can, whenever I fall short, I repent, then you don't have to worry about this concept.